Chris, what's up, man?
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is our 4th of July episode recorded in the past.
Yeah, we didn't care to record this on 4th of July weekend. Yeah, does it feel like it's 250? But like, does anyone really care?
My,
Do-
you know what my answer to that is? Because I was actually thinking about it today while I was out with with your godson. I was out and about at a mall walking around, just being out because it was too hot, so I wanted to be inside, but to get him moving. I'm like this. Being American isn't my identity. My identity is Thomas O'Grady Flores III. Being my political ideology, my religious beliefs, my skin color, my heritage, all that, that's not my personality. My personality is my name. So
I, I
that's what I was
am
thinking about.
I am from California. I am a West Coaster. I am a Dodger fan. Uh, my joke is the thing I always joke with people like, what's your? If someone asks me like, what's your astrology sign? I say the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Hey, oh.
Because in my opinion, you can tell a lot more about a person by what sports team they root for than what their fucking star chart says. I don't know. Yeah, I fucking said it. I know some people really hardcore into that shit.
I
Like,
think it's fun. I think astrology is fun because it's kind of like all right, that's cool. I get it, but that's to me it. It's like
it's
fun. Like it says some stuff about you. You're like the year of like being even like the Chinese stuff, the year of the bull, year of the snake, year of the tiger, your zodiac sign. It says a couple of things that are true. You're like this. Yeah, can't argue that. That's me a bit. But that's the answer. That's me a bit.
yeah. See, I look at when I first learned about like the like Chinese New Year and stuff like that, or it's like the year of this, year of that. It's like, oh, what does each animal mean? At a certain point, I'm like, okay, but I could be any of these things.
Yeah.
I get to
Yeah.
whether I'm the pig or the rat doesn't mean
You
shit
know,
to me.
you know what it is? I'm like, does what month I'm born in dictate if I like fat girls or not? Like, come on, I like them big. I like my women like I like my pork.
I was thinking about like the 250. I was talking to my dad, who remembers the centennial, the
Oh
bicentennial
shit.
from
Okay, yeah.
'76, and he said like it was inescapable. Like for me, the only reminder that it's America 250 is every time a Jeep commercial comes on or a Ram
Yeah.
commercial comes on, they're like, and you hear Dana White's voice, "We just can't stop being American." Woohoo! And I'm like, "Oh yeah, right, it's the 250th anniversary." But apparently back in the old day, back in '76, I guess they like paraded the Declaration of Independence around the country. There was like a
Oh yeah.
train that traveled across the 50 states, or at least the
Well,
48.
well,
And it was like a big thing, and everyone was like eager to move away from heal from Vietnam and Watergate. Um, Back when people felt like we could get over, embarrassments and failures like that. And now, nowadays it's like the White House is just like a Gucci-fied. It looks like the White House right now. Here's the thing: we're actually recording this on the eve of the UFC fight,
yeah.
assuming that which I don't even know if that fight's gonna happen because we keep hearing reports of a storm. So for all we know, by the time gets comes out, the big story on that was the fight got fucking rained out and was a huge colossal embarrassment. Fingers crossed, but who knows? Probably not. God is not that good.
Did
Uh,
you hear what happened during the press the press release that was yesterday at the White House in front of the stage? Like the whole,
there were
yeah.
people that weren't there people that like booed Dana White. Like
No,
there was
it's what
a
he. Oh, it's worse. It's what he said. Some guy spoke about like, what's your fighting technique? What do you expect for a fight? Like, fighter question. He's like, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get him down, get him. You know what I mean? And then it was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, next question. Yes, sir. I am. And then Dana White cuts him off. Like, wait, hold on. Can we translate that? Because I didn't understand what he said. Um, Dana, that was in English. Everyone heard what he said. Really? It sounded like Spanish to me.
wait. What was he speaking? What was his accent?
English.
No, what was his accent? It was
A
just
hair bit
English.
of Spanish. A very hair bit. I'm talking like less than Speedy
Like
Gonzalez accent. And Dana White
the
cut everyone off and said, "Whoa, can
and
we get a
Dana
transit?"
White couldn't under It's
Dana White
like,
cut
okay,
Dana.
well, he clearly didn't grow up in Southern California.
No,
Like,
like Dana White cut the next question. You're off question. A guy reporter asking a question said, "Hold on, hold on. Can we get the translator in on that? Because I didn't hear a thing that guy said." No, no, Dana, we got that. What? No, we need a translator. No, we don't, Dana. That
so
was in
if
English.
he met like his Latino Angelino who said like, "So how about them doyers?" He'd be like, "What?
It's funny,
What's a
UFC,
doyer?"
and I'll stand by this. The bulk of UFC fans are Hispanic. That's the
Of
bulk.
course, of
But yet
course,
yeah. So I'm like, this is gonna be
yeah.
great. This is gonna be great for it to play out. It's just a
Like,
bullshit.
fuck all those people, dude. It's my mom, who's from Texas, described the White House as looking like if you ever go to like the rural South and you just see like a bunch of homes where it's like, oh, it's like the new pickup truck, and there's like a little kiddie pool out
Mhm.
front, and, some white trash. It's like Gucci-fied white trash is what the
Oh,
White
I
House
heard
looks
something
like
even
right now.
hilarious. Someone on TikTok said hilariously of a picture of like an aerial footage of the White House, what it looks like now. It's like, oh hey, a coon moved in, and the guy who said it was a black
Oh,
guy, the guy who said it was a black guy, though it was a black guy.
oh,
So it
okay.
was like,
Glad,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I was like, oh, someone got a joke in there. Yeah,
that's terrible.
but it's like it's making fun of the situation.
Hmm.
But yeah. By the way, can you? I had to deal with this at work. Can you look at your phone, the picture I just sent you? I had to deal with this at work, and I think it's the scariest fucking thing ever for marketing. This is a marketing thing, by the way.
What?
It's a little girl.
It's a little girl with a mushroom head.
Imagine that if that was running at you.
And
That's
this is to sell mushrooms
yes.
on a
This is you'll see this actually at a grocery store when you package mushrooms. That freaky. That just freaked the shit out of me.
yeah, that's a little weird. All right, why are we talking about 4th of July? Why are we talking about America's worst birthday ever? Um, well, we're this past season of we're actually talking about The Pit. Tom, have you watched any of the second season of The Pit?
I'll say it again. When they announced that school shooting thing, and that I just it
It
killed it
wasn't a
for
school.
me.
It wasn't a school shooting. It was a mass shooting at
Sorry, a
a
mass
concert
shooting.
festival.
When there was a mass shooting at a concert festival, I thought it was lame. I thought that everything they were doing inside was better. And the fact that to me, again, when they said like, "Oh, we got a mass shooting that happened, the victims are coming in, the wounded are coming in," I'm like this. Oh, you didn't have anything to write, did you? Because this is lazy to me. I just lost interest. That's just me. I know it's a good show. I've seen a ton of clips of season two, and I'm like, why couldn't you do that? Why'd you have to bring in a?
Yeah, I mean, we've had our disagreements on that, um, and I won't rehash them. Um, I won't, but obviously, that the second season, um, this is to the show, and to the show's credit, for the second season, they decided they understood. It's like, all right, now that we got you, we don't have to do a crisis story anymore. That was sort of like, it's like now that you're on board with these characters, now we can literally just make it about Dr. Robbie's decline. And him, like, I love that the entire, okay, so the second season of The Pit, for review, if you haven't watched The Pit, the gimmick is that it's ER, but an entire season takes place in one shift. It's 24 meets ER. And the second season of The Pit takes place on 4th of July. So I guess the second season of The Pit takes place, July 4th, 2026.
That's really
It
cool. So it came out in January, but it was a July 4th technically episode
Yeah,
season.
it's like
That's
so
cool.
a lot of the patients coming in are having kind of July 4th related injuries, whether it's like too much sun, fireworks accidents,
Does someone have a firework go off in their booty hole?
something like there are a couple of stuff like that. Yeah, people just doing stupid shit with fireworks. That happens a lot. But the underlying tension throughout the whole season is it's Dr. Rabi's last day before he goes on a 3-month sabbatical. Dr. Rabi is the lead doctor played by Noah Wiley. He's basically the dad doctor to the entire ER, and
Yeah, yeah.
Nurse Dana is like the mom. Uh,
I remember me seeing her the first time in Two and a Half Men. Love her.
she is fucking great. That is a character where I'm like, I will follow her into battle. If she says jump, I will ask how high. But
Hey, that's my muscle mommy.
yeah, I'm like that's my wife when she hits her 50s. Minus the smoking. Uh, minus the smoke breaks. Um, but Dr. Robbie is about to after it's the last day before Dr. Robbie's about to go on a 3 month sabbatical, and his entire character development going all the way back to the beginning. He has PTSD from when he was dealing with the COVID pandemic, of
Yeah,
which
yeah,
it's just patients piling in with respiratory problems and dying on just like, constant triage, constantly having to throw patients into refrigerated trailers, like dead patients, that is, just throw the bodies in there because we got to clear the space. My wife had to deal with that.
yeah,
My wife started her nurse career during COVID. She had to deal with that all the fucking time. And Dr. Robbie hasn't fully recovered from that. It's like eating at him, and he's like suffering from like burnout to the point where like whenever he talks about his like motorcycle, because he's about to go on a motorcycle, like a cross country motorcycle vacation, whenever he talks about that, he keeps on like hinting that he might not come back
yeah.
in a way.
Mending a
In a way,
suicide.
yeah, it's like, oh, he's gonna kill himself. And even to the point where, like, and this is to credit to the show's popularity. The show opens up with him coming to work on his motorcycle with no helmet, and there was a lot of hay made about the fact. You had some stupid people with like, oh, you had some illiterate people who are like, oh, Dr. Robbie is not wearing a helmet, but he's a doctor. He should know better. And then you have annoying ass people like me being like, well, no, he's obviously thinking of killing himself. It's all part of an underlying death wish because he's going through some PTSD and it's going to be part of the larger arc. So maybe you should stay tuned and pay attention, you stupid motherfucker. Anyway, it's a fantastic show, one of the best shows on TV. Um, Leave it to the people that made ER like when I was in diapers to just do ER again, but better.
Yeah. Well,
It's so
this is without the drama, and really, even though there's a lot of
it's
shit going
without
on,
the soap opera parts of ER
yeah,
because you don't really have time for that when it all takes place in one day.
which is
So
kind of
the
nice because I don't care about what doctors are having sex. I don't care.
yes, yes. Oh
I never
God,
cared.
that's like I mean, yeah, there's like two doctor characters that they hint to have like a relationship, but it's not a big deal. It's like referenced only once, and it's like a textural thing.
Yeah,
It's
because you're at
yeah,
work.
it's because you're at work. You just gotta get through the day. You gotta get through the big 15-hour
Do
shift.
you know what happens to most people who have sex at work? They get fired. That's what happens with most people.
Well,
Really, really.
yeah, there's so many like TV has so many more workplace relationships than exist in real life, and yet nobody gets fired for any of it. Um, Yeah, like yeah, The Pit is good. If you have HBO Max, highly recommend it. Um I guess one of the things about The Pit is about a big theme is burnout. It's just these like
Yeah, that was what I
doctors
don't. Yeah,
doctors and nurses being just kind of overworked, um and kind of getting overworked, understaffed, and kind of getting treated like shit for it in the grand scheme of things because their hospital is essentially run by like fucking private equity. Where and sort of like the how a for-profit medical system fucks over everything.
no, yeah, and don't
There
forget on how also too the patients who come in are on average acting more like assholes than not. Where it's like you can act better. I know you're in pain, but come
there
on
there's
now.
there's actually an episode, God, or it's not an episode, it's a storyline that happens throughout the season where there's this working class father who has, God, I forget what his condition is. He had like a fall at work
Okay.
and he needs to See, I've only finished watching this a few months ago. So it's a little hazy. But the grand scheme of thing is that he has a condition that he really should get treated and operated on. But the problem is he can't afford it, and his insurance, to the extent that he has any, which I don't actually remember if he has any, um, can't cover it either.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things where it's like, and he's like, I got to get back to work or otherwise I'm gonna get fired. I need to make money because I have a wife and
Yeah.
kids.
Hmm.
And then he eventually goes back. He eventually comes back to the hospital, even more fucked up before, where he can't go to work. To where and it's like, okay, now he can qualify for like a state funded like hospice program or whatever, or either hospice or like long-term care, and the hospital will cover it,
God.
and where it kind of implies that he might have like fucked himself up that badly on purpose just so he wouldn't burden his family. It's implied. It's
Oh.
implied. It's implied, so that's another thing where it's like people, having a private healthcare system forces human beings to do terrible things. Terrible things, make terrible decisions because they have no choice.
Well, when you have desperate people, they're gonna. Here's the thing: when you act desperate, you're gonna act like an animal. Best way to example is that when you see rats living in shitty conditions and how they act, yeah, it's because they're desperate. That's not because all rats are these disgusting little vermin creatures. No, they're not. They're actually great domesticated pets. When you shove them in like horrible fucking situations like they are, like under New York or in various places across the country that are disgusting, they act like desperate. That's what desperation is the
Yeah.
equivalent of a rat. That's how they act.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of that. This is related. I'm thinking of that bit from the infamous movie Battlefield Earth, where
Oh yeah.
where John Travolta like sees the human alien, like John Travolta's alien overlord character sees the humans eating rats, and they're like, that must be their favorite food. No, it's because they literally have no other food. That's the best they could get. And then
Yeah.
it's like Barry Pepper all tied up. He's trying to like he holds a rat to his face. Do you want your lunch? Because he thinks that's what he wants to eat. I'm sorry.
That actually
That
ties
that
though.
that
That's
segued
no,
perfectly.
no. That yeah, because that ties in perfectly with how administration acts within employees. Do you want your lunch? My
Do
lunch
you
is
want your scraps? You
yeah.
should be grateful for your scraps. You
No soup for
worthless,
you.
worthless piece of labor. Yeah. Um. There. Yeah. So there's stuff in there. One one a couple of interesting things that come up. There's this new nurse character. That's another thing I love about, especially this season of The Pit, a bigger emphasis on the nurses. Nurses are
Oh,
very ignored on medical dramas. My wife always jokes that if you watch a typical medical drama, whether it's like, Grey's Anatomy is especially bad about this. I've talked about this before, where it's like you see doctors doing the nurses' jobs because
yeah, which is
writers
not true.
writers do not know how to write compelling drama with their doctor characters without having them do shit um that nurses would actually do. Like like doctors are way too close to their are a lot closer to their patients than they are in real life on those types of shows. And
Oh God, yeah,
but what I love about The Pit is that they do such a good job of making nurses the focus, not just through Nurse Dana, but with other characters as well, to where even characters where like they don't feel like they have a big arc, but they're still like, you know, they're the nurses, including the male nurses. There's like one male nurse. He talks about like after the this is like after the shooting incident that you talked about that happened in season one. He did like some sort of like tattoo, and this is like after his kid was born, and it was like something about he had a moment where he's like talking about like make you cherish your loved ones and stuff like that. It was a great scene. It was a great bit for that character. But you're like, oh, that guy. There's like a character who's an intern. He's like an intern nurse, or she's an intern nurse, and she's like shadowing Nurse Dana, and so she's kind of like my wife, Denise, when she was in just kind of getting to
Turning
the end of their
out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
studies. And this poor nurse, just this poor like intern nurse is seeing all sorts of horrors. And at one point, she's like twice on the show, she's attacked by a patient.
Yeah, okay, I've seen that clip. I've seen the one with the cocaine golf cart guy.
Yes, that like holds her in a headlock, and
Hippo, was
there
it hippopotamus? Hippopotamus is the code word.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
But
but
it
yeah,
but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
but it was like a whole thing where it's like people are fucking rushing in. It's like we have a violent patient. And one of the things they talk about on the show, and actually you don't actually get to see how that situation was resolved. You see the aftermath, and it kind of implies that Nurse Dana might have had to get
Yeah,
violent
yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah,
patient
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
stop him. And but then when she gives her report, um, she doesn't tell it that way, and she has a couple of conversations with Dr. Robbie who are like, "You better get your story straight. You better make sure your story is straight because if the hospital finds out that you hit a patient, even if it was practically necessary to save the nurse from being harmed, um, you could still get in trouble for that."
Boo.
So it's like, you could get like fucking hurt at the workplace, and the hospital will throw you under the bus for it
Yeah.
if they feel like it's a way to.
You think it's just hospitals? It's every occupation, every industry would.
Yes. Um that that happens. Actually, just recently, uh Denise got attacked by a patient.
People don't
Uh
understand how like
like she got attacked, and and it was terrible, and it's like, you know, as the husband, as the spouse, I just I can't fathom what she goes through, like risking for her life like that. Like the fact that she is risking her life because stuff like that can happen. But one of the things I talked to her about, and partly because I thought of it because I watched it on the Pit, was I asked her like, were there any witnesses? Is your ass covered? And she told me that her ass is covered, that she's gonna be fine. That like there were other people that watched, the security came to
hmm,
resolve the situation, blah blah blah. Like, and I was like, okay. But just because I watched that on the Pit, I thought, you know, I thought like I hope this doesn't hurt. I hope that stuff like I like that could I just think like that could happen to her, and then she could get fucked over at her
yeah.
job because of that.
And
That
millions of people in this country go through that because there's no, for some reason, there's no law and setup to protect you from customers, patients, members, clients. There's
Yeah,
none. There's none. No, there
it's
is none.
like if a
Yeah.
customer just decides
Hell,
to get
even
violent, what the fuck are you supposed to do if a customer starts to get violent with you, right?
yeah. And it's funny, like when you look at the way you bring this up now, and that's the whole broad conversation of this too. Not only just burnout, but for some reason, there's no law protecting workers of any occupation from clients, members, customers, patients, or, and this happens with teachers, students,
We have states that have laws where you can like that have stand your ground laws. Um,
but
I
not
guess
this,
like like
but not
like
this.
that like that Chud the Builder case where apparently he instigated he said a bunch of racial slurs to some black guy, and filming it on camera, and then the guy was like, hey, get the fuck
Bet.
away from me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, which I'm
FAF,
like, which I'm like, you know what? If there was some asshole following me around with a camera, I would feel physically threatened by that. I think that was justified. Just
FAFO.
in general. So he got, and then Chud the Builder shot him, and now he's on trial for it. And his case is, hey, I was standing my ground. I was standing my ground. We have states with laws like that, but we don't have laws in place for workers that allow where it's like if you have to physically protect yourself, you know.
Do it. Nope,
It's
you're my,
okay. Oh, yeah. I just realized my mic changed to my headphones.
but it was a second. It was a second. You're good.
Okay.
But you were saying though was we have stand your ground laws that are used for bullshit crap, yet we don't have across this country laws and policies set up to protect workers from the public, which we should, because I mean, okay, nurses as we saw in the pit with your wife, but these are other stories of them getting assaulted or beat up by patients. But there's other stories too where we see, okay, I said teachers. How many high schoolers have jumped a teacher for no reason? And so there's nothing they can't do anything to protect themselves because like, well, it's a minor. It's like I don't give a shit if a 16-year-old started like throwing hands at me, I'm gonna put him in the ground because I gotta protect myself. And by put him in the ground, I don't mean kill him. No, I'm gonna pick him up and drop his ass, and he's gonna be on his ass. You got to protect yourself.
My mother, she she used to work as like an aide for children in special education. So,
Yeah,
people with serious learning disorders.
even
And
normal, even people without, even the average person.
I'll tell you like this, and she worked in our school district, and let me tell you, there are a lot of teachers that did not treat those kids very well. But that were not respectful of their needs, and my mom had to be their advocate. But there was an understanding, like my mom did not have really strong standing to like tell the teacher what to do, and sometimes like the teachers would just tell my mom to fuck off. But there was one time, kind of unrelated to that, but there was one time where like one of the kids she was dealing with, he was a very large child. This is important because this kind of explains a
Yeah,
few things. A very large
yeah,
child with special needs just one day went upset, went berserk, tore up an entire classroom. They had to evacuate the classroom, and nobody could touch the kid. Like they had to wait for cops to come because
that's
nobody
so
could touch the
dumb.
kid. Nobody could touch the kid because the parent of that kid explicitly forbade the school to like put their hands on the kid. It was
Oh,
like, no, 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 you
bullshit.
can't do that. You can't restrain him because you can't restrain my precious baby. So they had to have cops do it.
So the
They
parent was
had to
okay with
have
cops doing
officers
it,
with guns.
and the parent was
I mean,
okay with
what's
that.
the chance that I mean, what's to stop the cop? And we all know, like, cops are infamously, not able to, restrict. Like, they're often not trained. Cops themselves have said this. It's like we're not trained to handle mental health crises. Like, have gone on record to say that. It's like we're not trained to do that, and it's like, I guess it's thankful. I mean, granted, it's Los Alamitos, so they're it's not like fucking Compton or anything. It's Los Al cops, but still, like, what's to stop them from like shooting the kid? And but like, my mom, her hands were tied. It's just like, all right, I got to get the fuck out of the way. And obviously, if that kid hurt her, she would have no recourse.
No,
She wouldn't be, she couldn't, she would get in trouble if she were to defend herself
she probably would get in.
from a violent child.
Travis, she probably would have gotten in trouble if she got hurt.
Yeah. And this happened in our middle school. This
I know.
happened in our middle school that we went to.
Yeah, because the thing is, though, there's no policy set up for. Okay, even better. There's no policies set up back and forth. There's no policies to protect a kid from the teacher or the teacher from the kid. When you
Yeah.
simply could set this up, you can. Even at my work, for example, about 5 years ago, I saw a supervisor get slapped hard by a member. She's the one who got a dressing down.
Hmm.
When it's like, really? And it's like we got to be able to protect ourselves from these people because the thing is, managers, which unfortunately most of the time a manager is actually pretty useless, really, most of the time. Very few times you get lucky. Thankfully, so I have some managers from various jobs who were great, but overall, you hear it like most the management isn't great sometimes with this stuff. They don't, and you need these things to protect each other because if I can't protect myself without a fear of backlash. Now, I don't mean backlash where it's like, oh, I punched the guy and it ended up killing him because, one good punch can kill someone. I'm not talking about that. But if I like put my hands up and push the guy back and he just fell back against something and he bruised himself, it could fall back on me. It's like, no, you can't be in fear of your job to protect yourself because your job should not be more important than your life, which the pitch shows.
Yeah, and I don't want this. I guess I don't want this to turn into like a we're all in favor of workers using physical violence to defend themselves. I guess it's I meant for that to just be like one example of sort of how the pit demonstrates where you know the needs of the worker are uh you know not as met. I mean, this could apply. Hopefully, this could apply this to like a type of labor job, a type of blue collar work
It does.
where that doesn't interact with customers. People at factories, people working in Amazon warehouses. There's a joke that if you work in an Amazon warehouse, you can't get a pee break and you work in a pee bottle, which Amazon will deny. But you hear stories from Amazon workers that say, "Yeah, no, I had to
No,
pee in a bottle."
what was it, 2 years ago, that one worker that was left dead on the floor while they were still out? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's all of it. No, it's all of it. It's all it's more
it,
that the worker is the profit margin is put above the worker. And it doesn't matter what company you work for. It doesn't matter if it's the top, one, no, out of the top one company to work for. This job is all about, it takes care of its workers. It pays them so well compared to other people. It does this, it does that. It's like, okay, yeah, but how much of the worker is put above the profit margin? Like it's you hear enough, and here's the thing: it takes one story for that perfect track record to be broken, because it's like you can't put them above the profit margin, or put them above the
yeah.
member, or put them above the optics of PR.
It's all just extensions of excuse me of shitification.
Yeah, and we've seen this before with other things where um, it's sad to say, yeah, I know it was worse back then, but it's like it's still bleeding in. It's like in the past. Um, when people who were out in the oil fields at the very beginning in the early 1900s, how they died, and it's just like, all right, that sucks. Keep working.
Yeah.
Those period pieces of the 1800s and early 1900s of factory workers, oil workers. The Jungle is a book for a reason. It's a well-known book
Hmm.
for a reason. Jungle oil, textile mills, not just across the world, which there's problems here, but just in America alone, where we live. For this 250th birthday, our workers are still being abused. And it doesn't matter what your profession is. It's like, okay, you hear it from strippers, how strippers get sexually assaulted a lot at work. It's like, just because they're a stripper and they're dressed in a bikini, grinding and dancing and twirling and taking off their clothes
It's
for
not
dollars for
consent.
dollars, that's not consent. They're just
Yeah.
performing. And if a guy comes up and like slaps their ass, was that talked about with the stripper? Because some strippers, I've heard interviews, there's a stripper that's like, oh, he gave me 50. Of course he can smack my butt. Like, that's different. But if you just walk up to the girl and go like, yo, what's up? And just start slapping cheeks, it's like, no, that's assault. That's assault still.
Strippers should have a union. All
They've been
sex
trying.
workers.
Oh,
This is
everyone
what.
should have. Everyone should have.
Yeah.
And I know
Eh,
there are some unions that take advantage, but there are some unions that do good. And it's like you need a union, because the whole thing of why unions came up and became a thing in America is because workers were dying on the job for no reason. And this wasn't like oh my God, there was an earthquake and a couple of shelves fell and Fred died. It's like, oh my God, no, it's not that. It's like, oh yeah, Fred died because he's been working 8 12-hour shifts in a row. He collapsed, and a fucking steamroller went over his skull, but we're still forced to keep working.
I came into this episode like not really sure what I wanted to talk about, or not sure what I was going to add. Honest to God, I feel like kind of tears in my eyes right now.
Good, let it out, dude. Talk,
I'm
let it
just
out.
like, wow, like, yeah, because that one,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's every show. Every show has
it's
it.
every
Every
show, and it's like the fact that it hit very real, that it hit very close to home to me recently. Um, God, I didn't think I was gonna like that.
it's
It's such a good show.
yeah, it is. I know it
It's
is.
so like this is why this is why it won outstanding drama at the Emmys. This is why people our age and people younger than us are watching it and are making memes about it. It's just it resonates so hard in a way I don't know if any other, certainly, I don't think any other medical drama has. I mean, I guess Grey's Anatomy, like, okay, like Grey's Anatomy resonates in like a soap opera thing, like, hey, do you remember these moments with Meredith and Dr. McDreamy? And that's really when people talk about Grey's Anatomy, people talk about
Moments.
the soap elements. They're not talking, or they'll talk about when Jeffrey Dean Morgan was on the show and had a thing with
Oh,
Katherine
the
Heigl.
ghost sex.
Is that
He's just
uh,
getting that ghost dick.
they're talking about like who's fucking who, and they're not talking
Hey,
about.
hey, sorry, Travis. Katherine Heigl got that GD, the ghost dick.
That's what people talk about with Grey's Anatomy. When they
Nice.
talk, when I see people talking about the pit, I see people talking about how that resonates with their own lives and their own jobs and their
Yes.
own careers, and like the people who don't even work in medicine at all, who don't work in
No.
healthcare, but they just, yeah, they get it just there's something about watching these people battling burnout and having the lead, the most senior character, the
Yes.
most senior authority figure, at least within that setting, like literally contemplate taking his own life, having multiple conversations with people about like how he's not sure he could go on anymore.
I
Like
saw some of those monologues. Yeah.
where he talks about like there's this great scene where he's talking to Dr. uh, Abbott. Sorry, I think I said Habit. Abbott, like church, played by
Yeah.
Sean Hoddesy, our favorite
Sean for
actor.
life. Sean for
Sean,
life, baby. Sean for life.
Officer Brian from Southland, as I'm coming to know him right now. God, he looks so good as an older dude. It's a great scene with him and Dr. Habit in this season. This is toward the end of season two, where where Robbie is like talking about how this is his job, this is what he's meant to do. He knows that this is what he's meant to do, but it's killing him.
Mhm.
He feels like
Yeah.
with every
Yeah.
patient
Yeah.
that every patient he watches die, it's like it's taking a piece of his soul away from him, and he doesn't know how much more he can deal with that. And this is a guy who's like, this is not like most people in our jobs. Like I'm going to tell you, my job is the job that I work, that I make my money on. It's not something I want to do. It's not something I aspire to do with my career, but it's something that pays the bills and it keeps me going. I don't know if I could say the same thing about your job, Tom. That's up to you, and feel free to speak on that how you want.
Oh, I
Um,
got shit.
your job is just a job. It's a day job. But for this character, for this, like, this is what I was meant to do. I was meant to be a doctor. Something you study for years. You give up your entire 20s
Yeah.
to become a doctor. That's why a lot of doctors, if you meet a lot of doctors and get to know them, a lot of those guys are weird because they missed out on the prime of their social lives. This
But
is something
because
that
they never left school. That's
yeah,
it.
this is a character who's like dedicated his life to this, and he knows like this is the one thing he was meant to do, emergency medicine, and he also feels like it's killing him, and he doesn't know like where he doesn't think he can do anything else. He doesn't think he can change his life, and that is like that is so it is one of the most heartbreaking scenes in television I've ever watched. It's also one of the most tender, vulnerable scenes between two male characters that's not gay, if you choose not to read into it that way, I guess. Some people will, and I've seen some people make jokes about Robbie and Abbott being gay. And in fairness, as far as we know, I think Abbott has a wife that he mentions or whatever, but like
Yeah, he does.
we've never seen him, so but for the most part, I choose interpreted them as not being gay, as being platonic, and yet two vulnerable men, two men being vulnerable and open with each other. which you're seeing less and less on TV these days, because nowadays it's like if you do that, oh, it's gay, which means either you just make it gay or you like do some fist bumps or pats on the back. That's not what Robbie and Abbott's relationship is. Robbie's Abbott's relationship is not like, hey, no homo, bro. It's not like that at all, even though it's still no homo, technically. It's technically no homo, but that's the great thing about it. It's just like
No, I
two dudes being just,
open with
you
each
know,
other.
open with each other,
That
which
their job sucks. That their job
yeah,
sucks.
it's a, that their job sucks. And it is one of the most powerful scenes on TV I've seen in quite a while, especially in modern television. Um,
Well,
it
because
hurt. It hurts to watch that. It's like a good hurt, but it hurts to watch that scene of poor Robbie just not just breaking down and not knowing if he could go on. And I'm going to be real. When the season's over, you're not really. I mean, he'll probably come back because he's the
you
star,
have to wait. You have to wait though. You just have to wait till season three.
but
Yeah,
you're
no, I get
not
you.
sure if he is going to come back, and
It sucks.
it hurts.
Well, here's the
It's
thing. Okay, you brought up Southland. You're bringing up someone who's we're coming into the twilight years of his career. Like he went through his 20s, he went through his 30s, COVID happened, and now he's, 50s. He's in his mid 50s, about to be 60, and it's like he's been basically sucked like a raisin, like, graped into a
Mhm.
raisin. Okay, you brought up Southland. So Robbie's bringing up like, I don't know, I wanted to do this, but fuck my job. It took my life. It's taking everything mentally. Look what happened in the first episode of Southland. The character Ben does his job. He defends the rest of his cops by shooting an armed suspect because again, it's episode one, he kills a fellow cop, a senior cop. He kills him.
You're not
Yeah,
sure, but
yeah. But he puts three into the chest of an armed suspect, and you could tell for that premiere episode, shell shock for the rest of the episode. And he's just like, what the hell? And then what happens? The guy, his TO is like this. Look, I get it. Just tell the guys the truth. You'll be fine. No big deal. And what does he do? He quickly grabs his TO's arm. He physically grabs his
yeah.
superior's arm and says, taking a life is a big deal to me. And it's like,
and,
because he
and then his TO says, "What the fuck do you think the gun was for? Show and
show and
tell."
tell. But that shows you, though, there's that moment, again, a worker's moment of a high tense situation of, I wanted to be a cop all my life. I wanted to be an officer. I wanted to do good. I didn't know this is what it meant.
I just want to point out, both Southland and ER are sorry, well, and ER as well. Southland, Pitt, ER, all John Wells productions.
It's
They're
about the
all
same.
produced by the
Yeah,
same guy, and they have a lot of same hallmarks, and those hallmarks fucking resonate.
with
Like,
everyone. Okay, you brought up what his TO said about, like, what do you think the gun was for? That was a man who went through his fucking hellhole of his 20s and 30s as a beat cop before he became a TO. And it's like, what did he see for him to give that insane monologue of like this? Hey, no, remember that one line? And sometimes you get to take a
yes,
bad guy off the street for good. And that, my friend, is God's work. What did you go through to be able to think that? You're
they
no, no, his
Michael
character
Cudlitz is an American treasure.
he is
I
his
mean,
character. Yeah, his character is an openly gay man who says, "This is God. We get to do God's work once in a while," and he gets this devilish smirk on his face of like, "Sometimes you get to fucking kill people, dude." And it's like you got to be like, "What did you go through?" And this is
yeah,
what the pit is. You have a doctor who plays daddy to everyone, who cares and loves about everyone, who's thinking about eating a gun on the
yeah.
road.
He kind of like Robbie is an interesting guy where he kind of has that like on the one hand he's like Dr. Green from ER where he is like a paternal figure, kind of looks out for everybody. But then, when one of the underlings kind of can't take it, there's a scene in season 2 where which character is it? It's yeah, Dr. Mohan. Dr. Mohan. She like has like panic attacks and she checks herself in while she's on shift. And then Dr. Robbie comes in, and then suddenly he starts acting like Officer Cooper from Southland. He's like, are you seriously having a panic attack? Go home. If it's
Get
this
the
bad, go. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't. It's sort of like a tough love
Oh yeah, like Officer
kind
Crew,
of
like yeah, like Officer,
like
yeah,
it's like a tough love. He doesn't tell her to get over it. He says, if you're gonna be, if this is gonna affect you this bad, get the fuck out of here.
yeah. No, here's the thing. I've
Like,
had that.
we don't have time for this.
No, no, and here's the thing. It's that tough love of like this. I'm not trying to dismiss you. I'm saying the best thing for you to do is get the fuck out of here. Go home, take care of yourself. And that's what it is. And no, I've had that happen to me when I was working at In and Out. I don't know why the fuck this guy came into work. He was one of the cleanup guys, and it was a morning shift, and we're opening. Before we open, he's at work. He clocked in for some fucking reason, and he works for a little bit, and I overhear him like holding it together, like, is he fucking crying or allergies? And I overhear something, and I look at him like, dude,
That in and out.
this is us on In and Out. This is before we opened. We were prepping to open, and I could hear something was wrong with this guy. I don't know if it was allergies or what. I went over to him. He was on the verge of crying like a baby. And I'm like, dude, are you okay? What's going on? He's like, I was on my way to work, and right as I parked and I'm about to come in, I found out my wife was in an accident. And I had to clock in because, 5 minutes before my shift, I'm like this, dude, get the fuck out of here. I said that to him. And I was like, and he's like, he looked at me. I'm like, dude, your wife was in a fucking car accident. Get the fuck out of here. It's a shit if you get a write up. I'll tell our manager right now, my wife is in the fucking hospital right now, and I have to go. And he's like, yeah, yeah, okay. I'm like, no, 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 hold on. Dry your eyes so you don't get into an accident on the road. Go tell her. Don't ask her. You go tell our manager, I need to leave. My wife is in the hospital. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see you for 5 days.
The fact that a lot of American workers
Come to work on dis
feel
on.
that feel that pressure where it's like, I'm really not in a state of mind to do my job, but I have to come in, otherwise I might get fired.
Yeah,
Like
repercussions. I might get repercussions. Yeah.
that emotional health. Mental health is very trendy nowadays, and we're all into mental health. I mean the pit is sort of an example of that. It's like mental health is a big focus on that show, but it's like real. It like
It
takes it
resonates. It
takes it
resonates.
seriously.
Yeah.
It's not like, ooh, it's not like a very special episode. Oh, you should go see a therapist.
No,
And that's
yeah.
how the episode ends and everything gets solved. No,
No,
like
it's
the
every
pit
day.
doesn't give you
Time.
Robbie's fucked up.
It's not
Rob-
just Robbie, it's everyone else. Everyone else is fucked up.
it's like,
No, everyone in that episode, in that show, in
yeah,
season two for sure, is fucked up to some degree. Look at that. I mean, even though that resonates with a lot of graveyard and closing shift people, that little closing shift chant circle of like, yes, we are weird, but we're weird with everyone. Blah. That's
yeah.
everyone. Or how like this. Oh, anyone who has to open the store is always like oh, I'm here. Even though I get to leave at like early, I still had to come here at like 6 a.m. It's like, but then when the night crew comes in like this, what's up, goofballs? I work 2 a.m. I work 2
Yeah.
a.m. What do you think that's like? You have to be a nut. But the thing is, I've had that with multiple people throughout my jobs where I'm like this. Are you crying? Yeah. What's going on? They tell me something god awful horrible. Why the fuck are you here? And
Yeah.
when we say why are you here, it's not like a what's wrong with you? It's like a are you retarded? Get the hell out of here and go home. No, really. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, at my current job years ago, I had one guy, he was stalking, but he had his hood up and stuff. And I'm like, something's off with him. He never really has a hood up. Hey, what's up, dude? Turned around. I don't know if I can keep going on. Okay,
Yeah.
I hugged him. I said, dude, breathe, go tell a manager and get the fuck out of here. Do
Yeah.
what you got to do. But why the fuck are you here? Again, he said this, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. If
Yeah.
you have, here's the thing. Okay, maybe this is what we leave people with. Whatever your job is, I know it's fucked up. On average, I think it's a federal law where you get at least 2 days off in a row without a doctor's note, which is stupid in my eyes, but business, right?
Yeah, and you look at like developed countries where it's like you could work at like a fucking Walmart in Germany and get like, 3 months floating holidays just right off of getting hired. and
Yeah.
they look at us, and they look at like, oh, maybe you get a couple of days a sick day and you accrue another sick day
Yeah.
after a year, and they look at us like fucking barbarians.
No, yeah, but no, again, like I said, it for again, like I said, what I was trying to say, like what I was saying is to leave. Maybe that's the big thing to leave everyone here is as a worker, blue collar, white collar, medical degree, out there in the world, whatever it is. It's like if you wake up and there is something really bad going on with you, physically, mentally, or spiritually, just call out. Just fucking call out. You get
Mhm.
I think across this country, you get at least 2 straight days off in a row without a doctor's note. If you have the vacation hours, the personal time, sick time, there's called PTO, all that shit. If you have the hours, just use it. You're not supposed
Yeah,
to use, and by the way, sick time and PTO, oh, it's only used for when you're sick or someone died or something bad. No, use it when you're having a good day off.
yeah.
Vacation. There's no thing about like, hey, oh, Ted, how many vacation hours do you have? I got about 40 left. Oh, I got 653. Ted, why do you have 653 hours? I just don't go on vacation. Ted, get the fuck out of here. Go home, rest yourself. There's literally, okay, you said, remember how we're in mental illness is a trend? Okay, with the age of participation trophies, there is no trophy for having the most vacation hours when you go to retire. You spend that
No,
shit. Spend that shit.
yeah,
I spend it. I try to stretch it out because I have to wait a year for anniversary dates, which again, America compared to what European countries. But I've used them for random shit where it's like this. Instead of having to like rush home with a doctor's visit or like leave half the way early, just take the day off. Who gives a shit? And I will just schedule it off as a vacation hour. Why are you doing that? I don't know, man. I just don't want to deal with shit.
yeah,
Maybe I don't want to be physically tired and sweaty and grimy while going to the doctor's office or going to do this or going to do that. At this point, at the beginning, when I worked at In-N-Out, I would have a panic attack if I had to call out, even if when I was seriously sick. Nowadays, I don't care. I'm like, no, I'm sick. I'm fucking sick. Or
it,
guess what? I just am tired. I didn't
yeah,
sleep well. I tried my best, and it has nothing to do with like, oh, because you have 2 kids and you're a parent of toddlers. No, I just didn't sleep good.
yeah,
Fuck you, I'm calling out. That's what it should be. Hey, that's a great tagline. Fuck you, I'm calling out.
yeah. It
Because
reminds
look,
me. It reminds me of like when people on either side would complain that like Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. On the one side, you got like the racists on the right, and it's always just racism. And on the left, you have like you actually have like people who are very educated on the civil rights movement, and they see this as like federal government recuperation of what was supposed to be like a radical effort and blah blah blah. A lot of theory, which is very interesting. But in the end, I'm like, it's a federal holiday. It's a day off. The government just gave you another day off. Use it. Like,
mm, yeah.
just
Hey,
take it. Just fucking
that
take it, man.
that
Like,
that
don't.
yes.
And Biden sucks. Joe Biden sucked, but you know what? I'm glad he gave us another day off. Just
Yeah.
fucking use it.
Hey, that was the joke with Christopher Columbus Day in South Park. The kids didn't care about the shit that the Columbus put the world, the indigenous population through, or the bullshit conversation of like, well, he actually didn't, you can't discover something if people are there. No, you know what the kids complain about? What happened to my day off? What happened to my day off, motherfuckers? That's the thing about
Hmm.
Columbus Day. No one really cared about the history with the fucking guy. We cared about not having another day off. That's all I cared about as a fucking elementary school student when I lost Columbus Day. I didn't give a fuck about the actual history that I knew that Columbus was full of shit. He didn't discover
That
anything.
he was an
He
absurd monster even for his time.
he was also just doing business trade routes, and he was a dumb motherfucker who didn't know how to read a map or how to open his mind to the globe being bigger. All I cared about as a student was, man, I gotta go fucking work. That's the thing is though. No one, and it's
What
sad
you
because
called it as a child. I gotta go to work. That's what you call going
yes,
to school.
and that's the thing about Juneteenth, not taking away from the atrocities of slavery and the Civil War and the fights for civil rights and all that. It's like, man, It's a day off. Shut the fuck. Hey,
Just enjoy the day off, man.
it's the equivalent of that one kid's. It's the equivalent of that one kid in class saying, "Oh, you didn't assign us any homework. Kill him. Kill him now. Kill him." Hey, you know what? I'll say this: the kids who say, "Oh, you didn't assign any homework, teacher," lynch them. Get them on a tree because that's what
Ooh,
you get. You don't
bad,
do that shit.
bad choice of words, Tom. Poor choice of words there.
Fuck. You don't.
Bad taste.
Well, don't fuck with my holidays. Don't fuck with my days off. Don't fuck with my days off.
And
I
yes,
have
is it fraught that we're two white guys musing on this? Yes, but
yes.
we're doing
That
it anyway.
that's what I'm saying.
We
It's
know,
just
we know it's a little fucked up. We know, but hey, we cop to it, okay? Um, wow, what a weird. I had no idea where this conversation was gonna
this
go.
conversation is. You know what it is?
The pit.
Everyone, if you can afford HBO Max and HBO and TNT because it has been on TNT. Season one is on TNT.
Yeah, I guess they've been showing the censored versions on TNT, which
Or if you can
okay,
buy it,
fine.
or if you can buy it, and you don't have to buy it on Blu-ray, this would be perfect as a standard DVD. Just watch The Pit, because whatever your job is, teacher, nurse, a stock boy, cart pusher, forklift driver, truck driver, a custodian, janitor, even an office job, car salesman. It doesn't matter what your job is. You work at Walmart, you work at fucking Best Buy. This
Mhm.
show will resonate with you because the whole show, I think both seasons, is about workers being mistreated and burnout. And that both your employers and your customers, for some reason, no one gives a shit. And it's like, dude, be nice. I've been in the hospital a few times in my life. The most recent one is because I had an ulcer and I lost a
Yeah.
lot of blood. And guess what? I was in such severe pain, but I was still saying this. Hey, can I please get that pill now? That Tylenol, that main medication? Oh, are you sure, sir? Can I please? Like, yes, thank you. Okay, give us 5 minutes to go get it. Like, sure. I'm waiting. I never got mad. I never got upset. I never said, what the fuck is this? Fuck you. I was like this. Could I please just get some relief? Cool. Thank you. I've taken my son to the fucking ER.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
was I the
I
parent
remember
going,
that.
was I the parent? Why the fuck's taking so long? My kid's in the fucking bed. But no, I was like this. Hey, just want to know. Been here for 3 hours already. You guys said you're coming back in 40 minutes. We good? Cool. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you, as a medical professional, find that annoying, at least I asked it nicely.
Yeah.
I'll say that with medical professionals going through a lot of shit, including your wife as a nurse. A parent asking you multiple times, hey, are you going to come back? Hey, come back. At least if they're asking it in a calm manner, you should fucking take it with a smile. If a customer is being calm about it, you can't get pissed off still. God goes both ways too at the same time. I've seen it where I've worked with people in all my occupations who just don't have time for customers and are rude off the bat. Where it's like, why are you being rude? There's no need to be rude off the bat. Wait for them to be rude, and
Yeah.
then you give it back. Well, he asked me 3 times. How did he ask? Okay, fine. It's like, yeah, come on. Goes take care of your
It's
people.
take care of your people.
And
Take-
also be nice to others, patients, customers. Hey, I get it. Oh my God, I got shot. I lost a limb. I got a broken this. I got fever. I might have this. Something happened to me. You still got to treat those medical professionals with some respect. I went to Best Buy for Geek Squad. My computer laptop has a virus. Doesn't mean you act like an asshole. You took a number. Wait patiently. Too
Yeah.
bad. Too fucking bad at the same time. It goes both way. I guess I could also say at the same time for both people on both sides. It also goes with too bad. Suck it up and also be respectful.
Yeah. This is a doozy. Um,
By the way, did you know that
such a
at time of recording, especially for July reelease, the Night of the Nine Kingdoms finished their recording. Season two is finished filming. It's wrapped.
oh
Season
oh
two is coming
okay.
out next year. The Night of the Nine Kingdoms.
Night of the Nine Kingdoms and yeah.
And that he wanting to do, 15 seasons over 30 years.
Well,
HBO, everybody. Just get it. It's
and
worth it.
she Yeah.
Um,
At least until David Ellison figures out a way to ruin it.
again.
Um, hey, you know what I saw recently? I guess this is just a happy note to close out on. I saw that this past year, multiple tech companies have lost money on data center proposals
Yep.
because local communities keep on shutting them down.
hmm You hear that?
Either
That Kevin O'Leary guy had to actually shrink it now. It's still
yes,
happening, but he had to shrink it.
he had to shrink it because people were like really pissed. Like, why is this thing going to be the size of Manhattan? And it's going to like jack up the entire state of Utah's electrical bills. And finally, I guess enough Utah Ians. I don't know what you call Utah. I don't know what you call Utah residents besides Mormons. A lot of them
Salt Lakers, Salt Lakers,
Salt Lakers,
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 Lakers, Salt Lakers,
Salt Lakers. No,
Salt Lakers.
it sounds like when you say it too fast. Salt Lakers. Enough of
Mountain Dew drinkers. There we
them.
go.
Caffeine-free diet Mountain Dew.
They got the mango before everyone else. They got that mango flavor Mountain Dew.
They yeah, just you know, because that's another way that's gonna like, I mean, not just like fuck over workers, but just fuck over like communities. Like, yeah, you're not, yeah, say goodbye to your good drinking water. Say goodbye to affordable electricity bills, and
Oh, say goodbye to normal births. A lot of cattle
enough
has had
local
stillbirths.
Americans, left, right, red, blue, uh, MAGA, and not MAGA, aka decent human beings. Enough people are just like, enough. No,
Hmm.
no, sorry. This is like the bipartisan. This is like the bipartisan alignment,
Yeah,
and these companies are like losing money off of trying to get on the AI fad.
the bubble is
Uh,
starting to pop.
the bubble is gonna pop,
Well, also too,
and we're all gonna suffer. But it's
yeah,
like, well, we're all gonna suffer one way or another. At least like the common man. This is one the common man is trying to get their dignity.
yeah.
You know.
Well, also too, it doesn't help that apparently it was I forget where I read it from. China, their data centers, they're going to try to move them all under the ocean, and it's like, oh wow, they figured out a problem. Underwater and call center data centers, so the cooling and heating factor is completely taken care of because it's
At
underwater.
least while the oceans stay cool.
Yeah, but I'm saying though,
Uh,
like if China's figuring out a problem steps ahead, it's like yeah, and also too, it's like okay, I think someone did the ratio for how many Chinese data centers there are to the populace, and it's like literally like a handful of data centers for the billion of people there. So it's like, hey, why are we building more data centers than we need? Ratio of people. It's like, don't we need technically maybe like three for the whole country? It's like, yeah, like it's just the workers fight, unite, stand up, fight. Our grandfathers and great grandfathers killed cops and union busters for a reason. They did. I reread it in history. I've seen pictures of people beating the shit out of cops for workers' rights in our factories.
uh,
They say don't bite the hand that feeds
yeah.
you. It's like, I don't know,
Mhm.
maybe don't abuse your fucking dog. And I'm not trying to say dog as a derogative term from workers, but it's like, what happens if you beat an animal too much?
You say that right as my dog howled at something outside.
There you go.
Uh,
I hate that line. I hate that line from Madagascar. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Marty. I don't know. Maybe don't fucking abuse people.
is that I guess that concludes our that concludes our wild musings on the Pit, uh, one of the best shows on TV.
It is. Oh, and the bear
You
too.
should, and the Bear, which I guess has come out by the time this will come out, but it hasn't come out when we're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Tom, if you do you don't have HBO Max, do you?
Fuck yeah, dude. It's
Or
free
oh,
with
you do?
AT&T.
Okay, well, I don't know. Your
How do you
your streaming services changed throughout the years. I
I
can't keep
know.
track
Hey,
anymore.
how do you think I'm able to keep watching the Minecraft movie with my sons every week?
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You got a point there. God help you. Um, Yeah, you should just jump in with season two. It's fantastic. Like the show that show just gets it. I think hopefully I feel like the Pit is going to be one of those shows that just gets better and better with every year. But
I
this
heard an
second season was fantastic.
I heard Noah Wiley come out that the next season, he didn't say he was in it. He said the idea was we want to now do this show in different times of the year. Like, let's do it in winter. winter-related injuries be like? What would some,
That's what this show feels like. Yeah, that it's going to be like different.
you know, would
You
be
know,
a
the
cool
first
thing for
season
them to
was in the
do?
midst of a mass
Yeah.
shooting. The second season, it's just Fourth of July madness and
You know,
so
what would be a
forth.
cool one to do? And a season, because it's in Pittsburgh, a season where they host the Olympics, or they just happen to host the World Cup or the Olympics or a world event. So they're dealing with patients who don't speak a lick of English. And it's like multiple, and it can be like, two rival teams both came in and they're like, hey, fuck yeah, man. It's like, wow, wow, what the fuck? The game's over. The game's over.
They should do it when the Steelers win the Super Bowl. Oh wait,
Oh, no, then it's a fantasy show.
Sight?
Then
I'm
it's a
just kidding.
fantasy show. We already have a Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Can't have two fantasy shows on one network. Come
Hey,
on,
I
Travis.
said I said the Steelers, not the Pirates. Zing!
Oh,
Bam!
da 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in for our pre-recorded Fourth of July episode. We hope you all had a great Fourth of July and were safe and not stupid with fireworks. Had a lot of fun with burgers, dogs, drank responsibly, and had fun wearing a micro bikini, American flag, or thong.
Hope you or otherwise just relaxed and enjoyed your 3 to 4 day weekend, depending on what your workplace was cool with. Yeah,
I've worked a few Fourth of Julys. It's boring actually. It's like that boring of like, God, there's no
I
one here.
I try not to do shop on principle. It's Fourth of July and Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays like that. I try to on principle not go shopping. Um,
I'm
just
hoping to I'm hoping to God I didn't do shit actually on Fourth of July where I got to rest, I got to relax. I want to read. I got so much to read. Oh, and maybe I
mhm.
watched some Berserk to tie it into what I was
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, Berserk. I love Berserk. Well, I'm Tom, folks.
I'm Travis. Thank you.
Remember, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, the platform formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, because you can see us now. Yay! And obviously RSS, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and then to Patreon. There's a lot of fun Patreon stuff, people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Speaking of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I think we talk about that on Patreon, right? So yeah, check it out.
Talk about it on Patreon and yeah, get some good stuff on Patreon.
And
Go
also
check it
too,
out.
like we said, take care of your workers take care of yourself, and people who are members, clients, customers, don't be douchebags. Just smile,
Yeah.
enjoy the life. Who cares if you have to wait in line to get your groceries? Who cares if you can't get on your rowing machine because it's so busy? Who cares if you're a regular or not? Dude,
Mhm.
we're all in the same floating fucked up rock where
Yeah.
apparently, there's spiders that if they bite you, you die within seconds. So it's like, come on now.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Um, hope your hope your work week is not stressful.
Yeah. I hope your dogs didn't piss themselves with the fireworks because I know that's a problem. I feel bad for a lot of dogs during Fourth of July. Actually, I think it's bull. It kind of actually pisses me
Yeah.
off.
It depends on the dog.
I know,
My
but you
dog.
know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
it's to them, it's loud explosion in their ear decibels.
Yeah, yeah. Like my tater tots Fourth of July last year. He handled it pretty well. He didn't care for like the fireworks that like we went to my parents' house, shot street fireworks. He didn't care for the ones that like kind of that make like popping sounds and like kind of pop flashes. He didn't
Oh,
care. He didn't care for those. He
hey!
was fine with the other ones.
Remember when we made that tower of fireworks at your parents' house? Remember?
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
fell over. Remember it fell over and I ran while it was going off?
yeah.
Everybody,
There's
we love you. Sorry, we keep going on, huh?
Bye everyone.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night.